All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jackson and the Ravens come up now, 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Donnell Pumphrey. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Gone! All right, now look at 56.
On 2nd down, Jackson forced out to his left. Space to maneuver at the 40. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way down to the 9. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 43 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Keith Marshall, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10.
Go ahead. Here we go.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll toss it to Breida. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the backside? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle, if you bring your tight end over there. Either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage. You got a chance to rumble.
Check 50. 12, fellas, here we go. 21.
They run with Breida. And he's got some space here. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Like 20. 57 to Mike. Pick it up. 11.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He's going to go for a big play now. And this is caught. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Lucky 56. Gone.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Detroit! Gone!
Now Jackson on 2nd down. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Under a minute to go, clock running, and a back-and-forth first quarter of play.
Set! 3-19! Gone!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. 2nd quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football. They take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10. On 1st down, Garoppolo. Buying time to his left. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Call it a gain of 10, and they pick up the first.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Garoppolo on first down. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Going for the deep ball. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 29. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 41 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Snap comes at 1. Garoppolo. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Pumphrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Detroit! Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! Boom, 90!
To throw is Jackson. To throw on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover two, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Black 80! 80!
Now it's Breida. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Here we go, hurry up! Hurry up!
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on second down.
Black 80! 180! 11!
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And this is caught at the 8. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Black 20! Black 80! 21, 21. 65, 65.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal.
Here we go, here we go.
They get it to him running left. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up third down. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal.
Let's go, defense. Black 80! 180! Switch!
Here's Breida. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on comes Cairo Santos now for the field goal try. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They start on the ground with Pumphrey. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Breida, and he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And they'll go on the ground. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
180!
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Deep ball for Goodwin. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. "13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on 1st down. A handoff to start out the drive. It's Pumphrey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. By the way, they're into the second quarter now out in Carson. The Broncos, they've got the early lead over the Chargers. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
21, 21. 12.
To throw is Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
21, 12. 6.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. He's going to float this one deep right. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Dante Pettis, his second touchdown on the season. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Santos with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now Marshall. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
3-19!
They'll run again with Pumphrey. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. A beautiful spin and room to run. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Keith Marshall with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And now running right through it. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
Here we go. 21.
They run again with Breida. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers, steel curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the steel curtain was playing. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
Garoppolo looks to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And if they're going to take it in for another touchdown like they did on their last drive, they're going to have to do it the hard way, starting at the 1.
And boy, is that a difficult position. Obviously, where they are on the field, they have to be careful with the football. But at the same time, they can't be so careful that they can't run their offense as well. Everyone's got to lock in this situation. No mistakes.
Now let's go. 319. Gone.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Gone.
Again, it's Pumphrey. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. The tackle there by Richard Sherman.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Lucky 56.
Jackson. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
But the fans should be applauding this defense right now. That's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys in great field position, probably near midfield or better.
Here's Sam Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And taken at the 46. That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10.
4 down. Here we go.
A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
The Niners on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Here we go. Black 80! 21. Here we go.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Well, we looked at each other in surprise going for it on 4th down in the 4th quarter with a lead. But, hey, you get it as a coach. You look like a genius.
So the next time we see Coach, he's going to say, well, that's why I coach and that's why you guys talk up there, right? He had the guts to go ahead and go for it, and it paid off.
Garoppolo, 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He's going to air one out. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 180! 11.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Goodwin. Garoppolo to Goodwin there for a 49er first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. He's going to wind up and air it out. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10. Now a toss play. This is Pumphrey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On second down, here's Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Solomon Thomas in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Gun!
From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Here's Sam Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And San Francisco gets set to go here. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
They'll begin the drive with Breida. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Garoppolo to throw on second down. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Brian Orakpo in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
11.
Now Garoppolo. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a fourth pick. And it's third down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
13.
Back to throw, Garoppolo. And this is going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And checking that NFL scoreboard there in the fourth quarter down in Arizona. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hold on, a victory there would be their third of the year. Jackson and the Ravens come up now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Detroit! Now let's go. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Back to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. The ball comes out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. The Ravens on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So you had to figure that sooner or later someone was going to top Matt Prater's record of 64. And officially, this one will go in the record books at 65.
You saw him lining up for this, and you just thought to yourself, you know, he couldn't make this. And sure enough, to be here to see it, that's pretty darn awesome.
The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range, not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they're going to get the timeout called. What a finish. We're down to 4 seconds to go in this football game. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And this one is right through. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Ravens, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
You